Welcome to the Scenario Podcast, your guide to mental health and well-being. Each episode, we uncover practical tools, discuss expert insights, and explore how supplements can transform your mental health journey. Get ready to learn, grow, and thrive with us.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to take that huge stack of research, articles, and data you've gathered and really boil it down to the core actionable insights you can actually use. Today, we are plunging right into something nearly everyone is dealing with: anxiety and stress. It's just everywhere. And you sent us a fantastic amount of material, really, hundreds of pages, not just on what meditation is, but specifically how it works as a precise tool for managing mental health. So our mission today, it's about getting past the generic advice, just relax. We need to pull out the most effective meditation techniques, the ones tailored to different types of anxiety, so you can find what truly works for your situation.
Absolutely. And that personalization, it's really crucial. The sources we looked at, they all agree anxiety is hitting almost epidemic levels now. It's driven by everything, isn't it? Busy schedules, constant pressure, digital overload, just modern life stress.
Yeah, it feels like a constant low hum of emergency sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. And what the research really highlights is how meditation, this ancient practice, is now one of our most, scientifically validated interventions. It isn't magic. It's more like cognitive training. You're learning to slow down, focus on right now, the present moment, and calm your body and mind. And consistent practice, the data shows it really can lower your overall stress levels, sharpen focus, and give you back that sense of control.
Yeah.
Anxiety tends to steal, less feeling overwhelmed.
Okay, let's unpack that. Because maybe the single biggest insight from all this material isn't about finding, one perfect technique or app. It seems the main point is there isn't one single best meditation. The variety itself is the key.
Precisely. The sources really emphasize that. Think about it. If your anxiety mostly shows up as, say, physical tension, sitting perfectly still, trying to be mindful, might just make you feel more keyed up. But if your issue is mainly relentless mind chatter, that mental rumination, then you need a different kind of anchor. The literature keeps stressing. Find what resonates with how your stress actually feels, how it expresses itself. That variety means there's likely an entry point for everyone.
Okay, good. So let's start there with techniques focused on awareness, on trying to break that endless thought loop and the mind chatter. This leads us straight to probably the most well-known one, mindfulness meditation.
Mindfulness, yeah. It's foundational.
Yeah.
But it's often, like you said, misunderstood. People think it's about emptying your mind entirely.
Which sounds impossible.
It pretty much is. What the research actually describes is cultivating this deep awareness of the present moment. It's less about clearing the mind and more about changing your relationship with your thoughts and feelings.
Changing the relationship. That sounds like the tricky part.
It is, definitely. But here's how it works, mechanically speaking. Mindfulness encourages you to observe thoughts and feelings, but crucially, without judging them. You're sort of stepping back, watching them drift by like clouds in the sky. And by anchoring your attention to something solid, usually the breath.
The physical sensation of breathing?
Yes. You create a little space, a gap between the anxious thought popping up and your usual reaction, maybe panic or worry.
That pause, that little bit of distance.
Exactly. That pause is everything. The studies call it fostering non-reactive awareness. You learn not to get instantly swept away by anxiety symptoms. The documented benefits are significant. Lower physiological stress markers, better emotional regulation. You just manage things better.
Okay, so practically speaking,
Yeah.
if someone wants to try this, say for 10 minutes, find a quiet spot, sit comfortably, and focus completely on the feeling of the breath, in and out. And when the mind wanders off to the to-do list or replays some mistake,
Which absolutely weird.
you just gently bring it back without beating yourself up about it.
Yes. Gently bring it back. That act of returning your focus, that's the core of the training. That's the rep, like in weightlifting.
Got it.
Now, what if that silent return feels too difficult? What if the mind is just too loud, too busy?
Right, that happens.
That's where a related technique comes in handy. Mantra-based meditation.
Okay, so this is where we introduce sound or repetition, repeating a specific word, phrase, or sound, like peace, or maybe I am calm.
Exactly. And this is a fantastic anchor, especially for minds that feel really scattered or intensely anxious. If that internal chatter is just overwhelming, trying to be silently aware can be frustrating. But a mantra, you give the mind a specific job to do.
Okay, a task.
Yes. So instead of fighting the thoughts, you're kind of gently overriding them with this consistent, neutral input.
So the mantra is like a buffer. or a focus point?
It's an active point of focus. A recurring finding in the sources was that for people in, say, acute moments of panic, the simple rhythm of repeating a short mantra felt more grounding than just watching the breath.
That makes sense. It's something more tangible.
Very tangible. It provides that constant, immediate anchor that can help short-circuit the negative feedback loop when your mind starts racing.
Okay, so those two, mindfulness and mantra, are good starting points if your anxiety feels mostly mental, like it lives in your head.
Generally.
But what if it's physical? You know, the tight shoulders, the clenched jaw, that knot in your stomach. For that, we need tools that address the body more directly, right?
Definitely. And that brings us straight to body scan meditation. The research strongly recommends this for people who really feel anxiety physically as discomfort or muscle tension.
How is this different from, say, just stretching or trying to relax normally?
The key difference is the intention and the systematic awareness. It's not about activity, it's about observation. You typically lie down, get comfortable, and then you systematically, slowly bring your attention to different parts of your body. You might start with your toes, really noticing any sensations there, warmth, tingling, pressure, whatever. Then you slowly move up through your feet, legs, torso, arms, neck, head.
Just noticing, not trying to fix anything.
Exactly. Noticing without judgment. Sensations like warmth, coolness, tightness, fluttering, just observing.
And the benefit comes from just paying attention like that.
Yes, largely.
Yeah.
By cultivating that really deep mind-body connection, you start to notice tension you weren't even aware of. You bring the unconscious holding patterns into conscious awareness. And often, the simple act of shining that light of awareness on a clenched jaw or tight shoulder allows the body to start letting go. It can lead to a really profound release of physical tension and the psychological stress tied to it.
Okay, that sounds like a more passive, awareness-based physical technique. Let's switch to something more active. Progressive muscle relaxation, or PMR.
Right, PMR is almost the active counterpart to the body scan. This involves deliberately, systematically tensing specific muscle groups and then releasing them.
Hold on, you deliberately create tension. That sounds a bit counterintuitive if you're trying to reduce anxiety. Doesn't that risk making things worse?
It's a fair question, but surprisingly, the sources suggest the opposite. The real power of PMR isn't in the tensing itself. It's in the contrast. You tense a muscle group, say, your fist really tight for just a few seconds, focusing intently on that feeling of tension.
Okay.
And then you completely let go. You focus just as intently on the feeling of release, of deep relaxation in that area. That sharp contrast between tension and release trains your brain and body. It helps you recognize subtle tension you might be holding unconsciously throughout the day, and it gives you a direct method to release it.
Ah, I see. So it's great for people who maybe struggle to feel relaxation unless they experience the opposite first. Like they need that contrast to recognize it.
Precisely. It makes this sensation of relaxation very concrete, very tangible, a practical tool.
Okay, so we've covered techniques for the mind, techniques for the body. What about shifting the emotional climate? Actively building resilience against negativity or intrusive thoughts.
That brings us to a really interesting one, loving kindness meditation, often called metta.
Meta, right?
Metta is powerful because it kind of flips the script on typical anxiety, which is often very self-focused, right? What if I mess up? What if something bad happens to me? Metta, instead, is centered entirely on cultivating feelings of warmth, kindness, and compassion. First, towards yourself, which is crucial.
Often the hardest part.
Often the hardest part, yes. And then deliberately extending those feelings outwards.
How does that work in practice? What do you actually do?
You silently repeat specific phrases that carry goodwill. You start inwardly, maybe something like, may I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. Then you systematically extend these wishes. First to a loved one, then to a neutral person, and this is where it gets really interesting, according to the sources, even to someone you have difficulty with.
Wait, you actively send goodwill to someone you dislike or have conflict with. How does that reduce my anxiety?
It seems counterintuitive, but the research suggests that cultivating this generalized compassion, even for difficult people, broadens your perspective. It reduces your own inner conflict, your tendency towards judgment.
Which fuels anxiety.
Exactly. It softens how you experience the world internally. It can make you less reactive to perceived threats or slights, building this deeper emotional resilience. It's quite profound when you practice it.
That really is a fascinating insight, using an outward focus to shift your internal state. Okay, let's look at another one that involves shifting perception. Guided imagery. This one feels maybe the most imaginative.
It definitely taps into the power of imagination. Guided imagery involves using visualization, creating a detailed mental image of a place that feels deeply calming and peaceful to you.
Like a beach or a forest.
A serene beach, a quiet forest, a mountaintop view, whatever works personally. It's about managing emotional stress by engaging the mind in a positive, tranquil scenario.
Is it just like pleasant daydreaming? Or is there more to it?
It's more focused, more therapeutic than simple daydreaming. The key is immersion. The practice guides you to use all your senses to make the scene as vivid and real as possible. What do you smell in this peaceful place? What's the temperature like on your skin? What sounds do you hear? Can you feel the sun or the breeze?
Engaging all the senses.
Yes. By fully immersing yourself in this calming scene, you're essentially giving your brain's emotional centers a different input. You're temporarily overriding the stress signals and actively cultivating feelings of peace and safety. It's like a short mental vacation.
Okay, so we've got mindfulness, mantras, body scan, PMR, loving kindness, guided imagery, 6 very distinct approaches. But looking across all the research you sent, there seems to be one element that underpins almost all of them, a common thread.
Absolutely, and that's breath awareness. It really is the fundamental anchor. It shows up in mindfulness. It's often used to start or end other practices. It's the simplest, most accessible tool we have for grounding ourselves in the present moment.
And you can do it anywhere, anytime.
Instantly. Even if you only have time for 3 conscious breaths at your desk or in a queue, that can make a difference. It's the bedrock of self-regulation.
Okay. And then taking that foundation and all these other techniques and putting them together into a more structured approach, the sources kept bringing up mindfulness-based stress reduction, or MBSR.
Yes, MBSR is really important to mention because it's not just one technique. It's a comprehensive, structured program, usually 8 weeks long. It was developed by Dr. John Kabat-Zinn, and it intentionally integrates several of these elements: formal mindfulness meditation practice, body awareness exercises like the body scan, and even some gentle mindful movement, often derived from yoga.
And why is that integrated structure so effective, particularly for anxiety?
Because MBSR aims for more than just temporary relief. It's designed to create a fundamental shift in how you relate to stress in your life. By combining awareness practice, body work, and mindful movement over a sustained period with group support, it builds a much deeper, more resilient toolkit for managing anxiety and improving overall mental health. It's generally more robust than just picking one technique in isolation.
Right, it's building a whole new way of operating, almost.
That's a good way to put it.
Okay, we've laid out the whole toolkit now, the different techniques, the foundation, the structured program. For the listener who's taken all of this in, what's the practical outlet? How do you actually start using this information? Where do you begin?
Okay, first, the research is pretty clear on this. If you're a beginner, feeling maybe a bit overwhelmed by the options, start simple. The recommendation is usually either pure breath awareness, just focusing on the breath for a few minutes, or the body scan meditation. They tend to be the easiest to grasp initially and can offer a quick sense of grounding or calm.
Makes sense. Start simple. And the second big question people always have, how long do I need to meditate for it to work? Does it have to be an hour?
No, definitely not. The data consistently shows that consistency beats duration every time. Even short sessions, say 10 minutes a day, have been shown to provide significant benefits for anxiety relief over time.
10 minutes? That feels manageable.
It is. The key is making it a regular habit. The brain learns through repetition. So 10 minutes daily is far more effective than doing an hour once a week or once a month.
Right. It's about building that mental muscle consistently, not occasional heroic efforts. We also need to touch on the context here. The researchers were very clear about where meditation fits in, weren't they?
Yes, absolutely crucial point. All the sources emphasize that meditation should be seen as a complementary approach. It's a powerful tool for self-care, for mental training, for stress management. But, and this is important, it is not a replacement for professional medical advice, therapy, or medication if those are needed or prescribed.
So it works best alongside or integrated into a broader plan if you're dealing with significant anxiety.
Exactly. It complements other treatments. It doesn't replace them.
Okay. So we've got these powerful techniques. We know where to start. We know consistency matters, and we understand the context. How does someone ultimately choose which of these specific techniques is right for them?
It really comes down to self-observation and experimentation. You have to become a bit of a detective about your own experience. Notice, where does your anxiety show up most strongly? Is it relentless rumination? If so, maybe try it. Mindfulness or a mantra.
Or physical tension.
If it's physical tension, try the body scan or progressive muscle relaxation. If you struggle with self-criticism or irritability, maybe explore loving kindness, metta, The advice is clear. Try different techniques. Give them a fair shot, maybe a week or so each, and honestly observe which ones feel like they provide the most relief, the most calm, the most resonance for you.
So listen to your own response.
Yes, that personal resonance is the key. That's what turns this information into a truly effective, personalized practice. Ultimately, these techniques offer diverse pathways, all grounded in research to find more peace, more clarity. They really can help transform how you experience and navigate the anxiety comes with life.
A powerful transformation indeed. And thinking about that emphasis the sources placed on self-observation and personal experimentation, here's a final thought for you to maybe reflect on. Instead of getting stuck trying to pick the single best or right practice from everything we've discussed, maybe just take a quiet moment. Honestly ask yourself, which specific aspect of my anxiety feels most disruptive right now? Is it the nonstop thinking? Is it that painful knot in your shoulders? Or maybe it's feeling easily overwhelmed emotionally? Let whatever feels most dominant for you guide your very first 10-minute experiment tomorrow. Think of that main symptom not as a weakness, but as your personal signpost, pointing you towards the relief you need.
Thanks for tuning in to the Scenario Podcast. Don't forget to visit scenario.com for more expert tips, articles, and supplements designed to support your mental health. If you enjoyed this episode, remember to subscribe and share it with a friend. Until next time, take care of yourself.